Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be showing you the new Rakdos Midrange Deck for Magic the Gathering's Arena Standard Ranked. Let me tell you, this thing is amazing. I had so much fun. It feels very strong in the meta, and well, it just keeps winning. In red and black, you have access to some very powerful cards. The new one of mention would be Bonehorde Dracosaur. It's a 5 mana 5/5 flying first strike, and if that wasn't good enough, at the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top 2 cards of your library. You may play them this turn. If you exiled a land card this way, create a 3/1 red dinosaur creature token. If you exiled a non-land card this way, create a treasure token. Now this just is straight value, and if this sticks to the board, we will easily outvalue our opponents with card advantage. We also have a Tatsushi, legendary creature, dragon spirit, 4/4 flying trample, and when this dies, you choose one. Either exile the top 2 cards of your library, and you may play those until the end of your next turn, or create 3 treasure tokens. Again, adding more value by card advantage, or gaining treasure to play things like Virtue of Persistence. It's cheap removal and a later game finisher. We have the cards you more than likely know and love, such as Shelly, Liliana, Graveyard Trespasser, Tenacious Underdog, the Bloodtithe Harvester, forgive my pronunciation. I've also added a copy of Gunji and the new one, Alkazots, just because I think these cards are fun to play with. The earlier ones, very powerful, very mid-range orientated, and again, add a lot of value via card draw and interaction. You can also sack these to do -X. That's why I've also added 2 copies of this card, the Stalkathize Stalker. It's a 1/1 that gains a 1/1 counter every time something descends, so every time a permanent enters your graveyard. And for 3 mana, you can also sack this card to give a target creature -X until end of turn, where X is this card's power. So some very strong ones in there. As far as removal goes, we have cards like Brotherhood's End, which is good versus boards that kind of want to go wide. You can put a stop to that. We also have Sheldred's Edict, Go for the Throat, Cut Down, Strangle, and the new one, Molten Collapse. All removal spells, perfect for keeping the board clear, allowing your minions to do what they want to do, and swing face. As far as lands go, I've just put together a bunch of dual lands. Obviously, I'm sort of relatively new to this game and don't have all the cards in my collection. If I was to have more, I would obviously have lands that enter untapped. But the lands I would like to mention for this deck are Cavern of Souls. I put one of these in just for those pesky blue decks. 9 times out of 10, I'll select dragons just to make sure that my dragons ETB and I can do what I want with them. Have my way, per se. I've also added a copy of Demolition Field in the land slot, just to get out any of those pesky creature lands, because they can get quite annoying, and this will deal with that. Another little disclaimer, if I did have more Mythic Rare Wild cards, I would probably have up in my 5-drop slot probably just 4 copies of Bonehorde Dracosaur. Otherwise, everything else I would keep the same. It is winning me games in standard ranked in the current meta, and I have got to diamond with this. On the sideboard, I've just added a few more removal spells, cut downs for, say, if you find yourself versing a lot of aggro decks. A braid, I've put this in, which can be swapped out for strangle, and that's if you find yourself versing a lot of decks that play artifacts. That's good removal. Seeing how this deck does lack enchantment removal, at least it has something for artifacts. And again, if you find a lot of your opponents wanting to go wide with smaller minions, then an additional copy of Brotherhood's End is also on the sideboard. So this is the deck. It's got me to diamond this season. It feels very strong, wins me games, and with that said and done, I will jump into some games. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Okay, here we go. Our opponent goes first. Unfortunately, we draw a 2-land hand here. We do have 2 cards we can play. I believe we will mulligan this though, because we kind of need red in our mana pool. And this is looking a lot better, so we will keep. I do like this card, it just adds a little bit more value for the later game, but it's probably not as necessary, so I will pop that back and we will go with this hand. Okay, we will drop the mountain first, just so Strangle is available to be played next turn if they put a minion down. Raccoon, that's interesting. We will take this out just because it's like it's ramp basically in the form of a creature. So we don't want that sticking around for too long. So we'll disrupt their play here by taking out their first creature. And then we will play our land turn and say go. Okay, they're still wanting to ramp. So we'll play our third land, and I think we will use all 3 of our mana and just pop Liliana down here. Get rid of this one too, so that's again
this is
stopping
my
their
home, and I
mana
don't
supply.
appreciate it when people touch my things. One of your friends has to leave.
Our opponent is still on 2 mana. That's awesome. Good news for us. Okay, we can pop down Cavern of Souls here. I'm going to select Dragon. Then we are going to pop down our Sheldred. We are like leagues ahead right now. And we will also make this discount. Just because.
Drop it.
And our opponent scoops. Easy GG's. Okay, we go first. We have 4 lands. But we do have a harvester to cycle away a card, so I'm going to go ahead and keep this. And we'll start with playing our Restless Faith. And we will go. Just pop this one down because we'll get our harvester out nice and early. Have some board presence. Also creating us a blood token. Alright, that gets taken out. That's fine. We did draw a Gix, so may as well play that. We'll select Dragon for the Cavern of Souls once we hit the later game. Not that I think they're playing blue. We should be good. I know. As soon as I say that, they play a blue land. That's alright. We have Cavern of Souls. You also destroy the blue mana source. An option. But we are in fact going to transform our land to a creature. Oh, I played the wrong land. That's okay. Unfortunate. Now, see if he allows us to go through. If so, we get to draw a card. Three damage to the face. Draw a card. And I will in fact cycle this because it comes in tap and see if we can get a better card out of our deck. And we draw Liliana. Not bad, not bad. This is legendary, so I should have done this before attacking, however I had a different plan in mind. But the more minions the better. The more creatures the better. Now he's definitely going to have to do something about these, otherwise I'm going to be drawing a lot of cards.
For the sake of Phyrexia, I will keep watch.
He's choosing to mill. That's interesting.
Nothing could be more vulnerable than your memory.
Okay. Well, I play land for turn. Our opponent is completely tapped out, so we don't have to worry about no counter spells. We will swing for 3, drawing us 3 cards. I will draw 3. Life is just a resource. Okay, unfortunately we do not get a dragon, but we do have a graveyard trespasser. So I'll pop that down and exile. I'll exile this one just because he can use it again, take that out of his hand, and then we will pass. So we're in a pretty good spot here. If he doesn't do anything about the current board state, we can probably just run away with the game in a turn or two. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this deck. It's very aggressive, and it just always seems to have answers to whatever my opponent plays. So let's see what our opponent plays. If anything. I hope he doesn't just rope us here. No, he just scoops. Well, there you go. Another easy GG. Okay, our opponent goes first. We only have a 2-land hand here. We have 4 out of 5 of the other cards that we can play with the 2 lands. I think I'll risk it for the biscuit here and just keep the 2-land hand, only because we can play the majority of our hand out with the 2. Would like to have a 3rd one off the top, but that's what we got. So we'll play land for turn and pass. Could be life gain deck, eventually. But we'll get rid of this one. Use our virtue on that. Away with you. Alright, this one needs to go also. Is it ward pay 3 life? That's perfectly fine. So we will just drop our land that enters tap and go for this turn. Yes, I will pay 3. And we are still controlling the board. The next turn we can drop our Sorin. Well, I was going to play Sorin, but I think removing the Sheldra is probably a better option. We'll go Cavern of Souls, naming Dragon, as we would like to play this next turn. I was going to play Sorin to continue some card advantage, but Sheldred's a big enough threat that we will not do that. What we will do is destroy Sheldred with our multiple flaps, and then we will play our Tenacious Underdog. Such a good card to have in this deck because we can like cycle it away and still have access to playing it through the Blitz mechanic. Okay, don't really want that sticking around. What I will do, I'm going to attack first. We'll see if they want to block this. They do not. So we're actually gonna put our dragon down. Get rid of that next turn. Could come back to bite me, not removing it straight away, but I do want to sort of build a bigger board presence. And he exiles it. It's okay. Here we go. That's what we want. Take out one. Take out another. And swing in for 3 damage. Okay, we're still in a very good spot. We can now play Sorin.
I am vengeance, bloody and righteous.
It was tempting to take the card there, but I think again we'll stick
You
to
fight
board
for
presence.
me now.
I will swing because if he chooses to block, then we just further extend our advantage. Also, if Tenacious Underdog dies, like I said before, we can just play it again from the graveyard Blitz mechanic. Okay, unfortunately, the Planeswalker gets taken out there,
My quest.
but we still have options. So what I am going to do here is use the Restless Fence, because when it attacks, I'm able to discard a card and draw a card. So there's an additional 5 damage to the face. We'll throw away the Tunnel Grinder. Actually, we'll hold on to that. We'll get rid of our land. Let's see what we draw. I knew I should have. Got rid of this. We would have. And we still have 5 money. We're good. We're good. Alright. Well, out comes our Bonehorde Dracosaur. Our opponent on 6 life. So we should be able to run away with this one. The Shelly might be a bit of an issue, but Sheldred does not have flying, so we got the upper hand there. Huge turn. And our opponent scoops. GG's. Okay, we get to go first. We have a 3-land hand. And we can play all the cards with those 3 lands. So, perfect. It's a keeper. Start with our land that enters tapped and say go. Could potentially be another life gain deck here. We have our harvester ready to go. Our blood token. Okay, first strike, not ideal. What we can do though is just sack our creature to -2/2 Thalia. Get that off the battlefield. Then we can play our Graveyard Trespasser, exiling that from the graveyard to gain 1 life and do 1 damage, putting us in a good spot once again. See what our opponent has to play. Another human, so it looks like a human deck we're going up against. Not a problem. We will just drop in Sheldred. Continue to push for the lead. We can exile our own creature there, not important. Okay. Well, our opponent will be going down to 13 life. Fortunately, he takes out our Sheldred. But we do have enough mana to cast Gunji. Let's do that. We'll exile our Sheldred. Again, 1 more damage, 1 life gain. He chooses not to block there, so another 3 damage to the face. That is nice. See, we can clear the board here. Oh, and our opponent scoops. Too much for them. Easy GG's. We go first. We have a 3-land hand and plenty to do with it, so that's a keeper. Alright, we'll play our land that enters tap. Gain 1 life. Last turn. Should be humans we're up against. Put our land down and we'll get a harvester on the battlefield. Such a good card. Great value. Okay, gives his other humans ward 1. Right. Play our land for turn. I think we'll sacrifice this to get this off the battlefield. And we'll play another. Because that entered our because the harvester entered our yard, we can play this, and at the end of the turn it will gain a 1/1 counter. It means the person's in position to control the board. It's basically like a creature with built-in removal. Not a bad card. Okay, he's going to exile my harvester. Very well. to attack first, just to see if he'll block. I don't believe he will, but hey, worth a shot. Okay, well I'm going to take that out because I don't like that card. I want mine back. Take another blood token, and because no permanent needs to beat, unfortunately, but I will play this just because now we have a very good, strong board presence. We'll see what our opponent can do to manage this. Currently, not a lot. We do not want that to stay on the battlefield, so we're going to pop this. We're going to sack this. Move Adlib. That'll also activate our descent. So both of these will get a 1/1 counter. And then I am actually going to play the Tunnel Grinder, just 3 mana, and draw 3 cards. Got another land, so that's perfect. And we will swing in, as both my creatures have menace. Lovely triggers, and we continue to build our threats. Okay, another Ixalan comes into the battlefield. Unfortunately, we do not have a blocker. But if he wants to race us, we are winning that. That comes off the battlefield. We will cycle. Let's go cycle our Flesh Forger. Flesh Forger, should I say? And we hit another land, which is good because that means we can play our Junji next turn. Because we put that in the graveyard too, we will also gain our 1/1 triggers for descending. Again, improving the threats we have on board. Lovely, lovely triggers. So now we have a 4/4 and a 3/3 menace. Okay, one is becoming exile. I guess we take 2 damage. Yep, that's totally fine. I'll take the 2. Aha! Here we go. Now I was going to play Junji, but honestly, Bonehorde Dracosaur is so much better, and that is what we will play. So another 3, and end our turn. Now if we descend one more time, we can flip our Tunnel Grinder, get some more value off that. Oh my gosh, the 3rd one. Here we go. Time to draw some cards. Do some things. Do some stuff. Get our card back. Oh, there we go. Our opponent. And well, there you go. 5 games with the Rakdos Midrange Deck. That is absolutely just stomping in this meta. I will pop a deck list in the description below, and feel free to alter and change it to create your own version, as I do not have all the rare or mythic rares in mind. I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, leave a thumbs up, and if you have any thoughts or theories, feel free to add what you think in the comment section below. That's it for me, guys, and until next time, peace.